It's another wonderful Friday. Welcome to PM Personality Profile. My guest tonight, she is a veteran actress, a producer, a scriptwriter, and a politician. Former Deputy Tourism Minister, Dzifa Gomashie. She's currently Member of Parliament for the Ketu South constituency and a Queen Mother in the Aflao traditional area.
You know how to struggle to say that.
Mama.
Yai a funny da. Nice try.
How have you been?
Pretty good.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good to see you too. Your beautiful self.
Definitely.
Good to see you. I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to be where I am in my life. I'm grateful for everything that's happened to me. I know that it could be better, and I'm working at it, but so far so good.
Definitely.
How are you?
I'm doing great,
awesome.
And thank God for your life. I see you've been struggling to fight for your people in Ketu to get for the Ketu Defense War.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and I see how passionate you've been about that call.
Yeah. Well, because it's not a choice, because it's divine that I should come from that area. It's God's decision that my parents should come from Ketu South and Teshi in Ghana.
Okay.
Yes, my maternal grandfather is from Teshi Lenshi.
Oh, okay.
But my parents, let me just say, are from Ketu South. And that's chosen for you, like wherever you come from, that's God's gift.
You had no choice.
And after that decision, the people then now believe that, yes, you can do the job you say we should send you to go and do. And they voted for me massively. So my work is cut out for me.
Okay.
My job is to be the voice for them. And to represent them to the best of my ability. So I'm trying.
What's the progress now? Is there any progress with getting that Ketu Defense Wall built?
No. Okay, so what I've been asking for really is the Blekusu Phase 2.
Okay.
Blekusu Phase 1 was done under President John Dramani Mahama.
Okay.
So the Phase 2 is what I've been asking for. I haven't received the attention I'm looking for. But I'm still hopeful. I have 4 years. This is my first year in Parliament. And so I'll keep asking every year till I hear, the response that I'm looking for. But I have not received the response that I want. My leader, Haruna Idrisu, made some requests of the Minister for Finance. And he has responded by saying that some amount of money had been set aside for some feasibility study along the coast of the country. But that is not my interest.
Okay.
My interest is for Blekusu Phase 2 to start. I'm saying that because the feasibility study for what I'm asking for is already there. If it wasn't, the Minister for Works and Housing and his colleagues would not have told us that we should look forward to the continuation this year. So if you've started something, finishing it is all already documented. So, well, that's his response for now. But I also ask, I'm so hopeful.
We'll see how that goes.
We'll
but I also know that the 1.75% e-levy has been something that you guys have gone back and forth with. Where are we now?
We are nowhere, and I hope that we don't go anywhere. It's creative for them to come up with that idea of asking that we pay the 1.75. But I think it's asking for too much from the same people. I think we pay a lot of taxes. And if we only manage what we take better than we have done, I'm sure that we should be fine. So I'm not for the e-levy. I'm not for it.
Well, hopefully you'll bring this matter to a closure. But I must say
Hopefully.
that a lot of people admire you a lot. I mean, we used to watch you on the screens and in the movies and what have you. But I'm sure a lot of people want to know who really is behind this beautiful woman we always see on the screen. So tell me, who is Abla Dzifa Gomashie?
Scary question. Scary. Nobody wants to know who she is. I'm sure it would terrify a lot of people if they know who I am within. But that's on the lighter side. I'm the sixth of 8 children.
Okay.
I am the 5th girl of 6 girls.
Okay.
I have 2 brothers.
Okay.
And I was born in Burma camp. So I'm a barracks girl.
Oh.
And I have a very checkered history with my primary school.
Okay.
I did 4 years primary school.
Okay.
Because I did it's 1 year, 1 year, 1 year.
Okay.
And then when I was in class 4, I went to class 6.
Okay, you were jumped.
Right.
Okay.
So it cut my primary school for 4 years.
Okay.
What should have been
Instead
6
of
is
6
4.
to 4.
Yes. And I was very young. I was 9 years old when I wrote my first common entrance and
Wow.
passed. Yeah.
Wow.
But then, guess what? Don't be so impressed. I've told you all. I mean, you all just need to look for depth and details before you get so impressed.
Okay.
But, you know, after that, she's smart, she's smart. I went to secondary school and I failed the first O level.
Oh, goodness.
So now you see, I just burst my own bubble.
That's at the St. Louis.
I said, Louis, yeah.
Okay.
My first results, my first O levels were terrible. Okay. But I rewrote it, so I got back on track, and here I am.
You're just telling me that your parents are both from Ketu.
Yes.
And partly from Ghana.
So my maternal grandfather, my mother's father,
Okay.
is originally from Teshilenshi.
Okay.
So my mother's maiden name is Ashibwe.
Okay.
Yeah. So my uncles have children, and they are called Najele, Ajete, Ashite.
Oh,
So my cousins who are male from my paternal grandfather's side, they have Ghana names.
Okay.
Yes. But my mother's mother is from Kaji and Aflau, Avwema.
Okay.
And my father is from Aflau, Teshi and Avwema.
Okay.
So there's Teshi in Aflau.
I see. Is that where you are queen mother?
No, the whole of Aflau traditional area.
Is where you are queen mother?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm one of them.
Okay.
It's honorary. It's honorary. I think it's for the work that I did in the community that earned me the title.
Okay. Wow. I mean, I'm so surprised to hear that you have a Ghana blood in
I
you.
do, quite.
But
so,
and show me proper. But again, I'm not surprised to hear that you're a barracks girl.
Yeah.
Now I know where the itron is coming from.
I don't know where all that comes from though, because I'm not. There's 8 of us. I'm not sure that they are all like me. They are not what you call itron. I don't know if my siblings have that, but.
But how was life at the barracks?
Well, I was very young when we left. My father retired in 1972.
Okay.
Were you born?
No. I'm not sure
So,
my mother had met my father.
Well, you're here now. So, barracks life is, the little I remember of it, is the cleanliness.
Okay.
Is the fact that when they're coming around for inspection, like everything has to be spick and span. And my late mother would make my siblings scrub and scrub. I was too young to join in the hard work, but they did that. I remember the brass pipe stand,
Okay.
the faucet of the tap, how they had to polish it so she can see her image on it.
Wow.
Yeah. Then she knows that's when you get a check like it's done.
Really?
You know, I remember I remember that part of growing up at the barracks and seeing my older siblings, you know, go to school and following them around. I remember that vividly. I remember also my father coming from Britain, I think it was, and out of excitement, I kicked the pot with the soup. So, so that's a
Did you get
baby
some
scar.
beatings?
No, I don't recall that I was beating then. I think it was more empathy than beating.
Okay.
And of course, everybody remembers that it was because I was excited that our father was coming back, and so
It wasn't intentional.
so it wasn't intentional. So I got a cut there here. I still have that scar there, and then also the burns from the
that.
soup.
Oh,
But these are my memories now. But in my adult life, my siblings and I have gone to Burma camp every now and again, just to drive through the place and reminisce on our growing up.
Yeah.
And even I think this year, 1st January 2021, we went with our daughters-in-law
Okay.
to tell them how
This
life
is
was
where
with
we
us.
grew
Yeah, this is
up.
where we grew up. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah. So that's my memory of Burma camp, and of course the turnout of the soldiers. I mean the shiny black shoes, the well ironed uniforms. I remember that vividly. Yeah.
Wow. So, were you born at the Burma camp? Were you born
I was
in
born in
Accra?
Burma camp.
Born, bred, cheese,
yes.
battered there.
I was born in Burma camp. As I said, I was born in the 60s.
Okay.
And my father retired early 70s.
70s.
And then we went to Kumasi. We went to live in Kumasi for a bit, and Sunyani also for a bit. And then we came back to Accra.
Okay.
So let me just say that I'm an Accra girl. I was, yeah.
Through and through.
Through and through. Through and through.
But so I was also coming to the point about Kumasi.
Yes.
Because I realized that secondary school was in St. Louis,
yes.
in Kumasi.
Yes.
What is an ever girl, girl? What were you doing in Kumasi?
I know. You know, it's divine what happened that day. I told you there's 8 of us, but for some strange reason, my dad would take one of us on a long trip sometimes where he's going, you know.
Okay.
And he was driving from Sunyani to Kumasi to the Center for Spiritual Renewal, what we now know as the Catholic Charismatic Union, used to be in Tech. And my dad was one of the founding fathers. So they were going for this meeting at Tech, KNUST. And he said I should come along. So the 2 of us left Sunyani to Kumasi.
Wow.
And when we got there, he left me in the car. Then I needed to use the washroom. And I didn't know what to do. Today, in today's Ghana, people just, put their pants everywhere they're peeing, but that's not how I was raised. So I listened to the voices that I was hearing, and I saw the room in which he had gone to. So I knocked, and they said, come in. And I entered the room. And I thought that I was whispering to my father. And I said, Dada, I need to urinate right now. By which time, it's about to just come out. So I thought I was whispering, but they all heard me. And they burst out laughing like you did. So I courageously asked them, you are not supposed to be laughing when I'm in distress. Aisha, I was 8 years old. And I told them not to laugh when someone is in distress. That's not when you laugh. And apparently, the headmistress of St. Louis Secondary School was in that meeting.
Okay.
She was so impressed with me and my boldness. And she said, Patrick, my father's called Patrick.
Okay.
He said, Patrick, your daughter must come to my school.
Wow.
So this is how I ended up in that school.
Oh.
But I'm happy that I went to St. Louis Secondary School. It's a Catholic school. I'm Catholic. So for me, it was my school and the training that I received there was similar to what I received from home. So it firmed me up and empowered me spiritually, and my faith in my church was cemented in St. Louis Secondary School. St. Louis, like Mama, St. Louis is like my mother.
Okay.
It didn't teach you only math and English. It also taught you even how to walk.
Okay.
And how to hold cutlery at table.
I see.
Table manners. So St. Louis was, it was both strange and sweet. Strange because, as you know, I was born in Accra. The topography is different from back in the day. It was like the bush, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was traumatic to be sent there at that age.
Yeah.
I went there when I was 11.
Wow.
And yeah, and it was really, really traumatic.
Yeah.
Really traumatic.
To be all by yourself.
All by yourself in the bush. And
Ooh.
all I know is barracks. You know, so, but this is how I went to St. Louis Secondary School, and I have no regrets.
How was school like? I mean, as a student, I know that those who are adventurous, there are those who are box tickets, there are those who are a bit fitchery. You know, that kind of thing. What kind of a student were you back then?
Just what you know of me, just dancing all, like, I danced through the school. I'm a born entertainer.
Okay.
And or a creative artist. I think it's a better expression. So I joined the cultural group and eventually became its president at some point.
Okay.
But St. Louis, we weren't that many. There was, I think that in boarding school we were about 360. So almost like everybody knew everybody. It taught me a lot of things. In my adult life now, I see that it shaped my life to have compassion on people who are not where they want to be,
Yeah.
or where I am.
Okay.
So there was a subtle class system that, on hindsight, I think was there. It was a bit intimidating for me as a child. And also, the immaturity that I went in with caused me a lot of uncertainties. But grown up as I am now, I appreciate it because then it puts me in a place where I'm able to empathize with anyone who is in that situation.
Okay.
So St. Louis is a good school. If I had daughters now, they would have to go to St. Louis. I'm hoping that my girlfriend and my mate, Amachiwa, who is now the headmistress of the school, will keep the tradition of the school because it's unique. You know, back in the day, the Reverend Sisters were there teaching us, and you could be walking like carelessly. They'll call you to, girls, come back here. We should walk properly with your straight back and all.
Goodness.
Yes, they taught us all of that, and I'm hoping that the generation to generation will keep that image that we have of the school and the lessons that it taught us.
Did you receive some bullying?
A little bit. That's, you know, when I was on a bunk bed, the senior under the thing, she knows that I'm lying there trying to sleep, and her feet is up there. You know, I don't know what she was doing all the time. That for me was, you know,
Enough bullying.
that was terrifying for me. I couldn't tell her to stop that.
And you couldn't stop because she's your senior.
Yeah, and I was intimidated also by the family that she came from.
Okay.
They had links to the headmistress at the time, so I was very cautious.
Not to land in trouble. Wow.
But apart from that, no.
Nobody
nothing.
took your provisions and you
I didn't have anything that you could take, though. What were you going to take? My 2 tins of sardines or what? No, there wasn't that kind of bullying where people, I think some of my friends like my shito.
Okay.
My mother cooked very well. We did everything at home from scratch, so
Okay.
my shito was different. I remember some of my friends liked it then.
But they won't steal.
No,
They would ask you for it.
Yeah.
But definitely, secondary school was not all smooth sailing. I'm sure there were some challenges. What
There
were
was.
those?
No, first of all, just the distance. Going to school from Accra to Kumasi was a nightmare. I mean, you could be on the bus forever. No,
Yeah.
it's not today. It's not the road that you find today.
I can imagine.
You know, 1979, that road was just, I mean, it was so depressing as the city, Accra, you know, as you move out of it
Yeah.
and start getting into the forest. And then my whole mood just goes like this. I'm like, oh, Lord. I'm going to be away for like the next 3 months, and I'm thinking, Jesus, how am I going to survive another 3 months locked down in that school?
Goodness.
But, you know, we survived it. But, I mean, Too young to care, really. I was too young to care about other things. I probably should have been guided more to focus more on books. But I just loved reading. Spent all the time.
Okay.
If I wasn't dancing, I was reading Mills and Boons and stuff like that. So
see.
yeah,
So
yeah,
what
it
did-
wasn't as dramatic as you others experience. Not for St. Louis. It was a very guarded community.
What did you read?
Oh, arts.
Arts. Okay.
Listen, I couldn't do anything else, but because my math was so bad.
And so
math
you
was
did
terrible.
arts.
Literature is my favorite subject,
Okay.
of course.
Okay. So I'm not surprised
Yes,
you're
you
now
shouldn't surprise, yeah.
script writer and
Yes.
that. But you did what, O level or
O level.
O level?
O level in St. Louis.
In St. Louis.
Yes. Common literature is what you take in.
Okay.
And then you do O level, which is a GCE O level,
Oh, okay.
which is what SSCE now.
Now,
Yes.
okay.
So that's what
So
takes you
from-
to
from-
sixth form.
Okay.
And then
so
you go
the
to...
sixth form is
No,
what I'm
that I
talking
did
about.
privately at Accra.
In Accra.
I told you I failed, right? So, listen. It's been quite a journey,
It's
I tell you.
insane.
By the time that I failed that exam, both my parents were on retirement. Okay, so they were both teachers.
Okay.
Then my father then joined the army, and then my mother continued for a
With
bit,
the
and then
teaching.
then
Okay.
she also got out of it, and did other things.
Okay.
But money was not easy to come by that time.
I can imagine.
So I remember my girlfriend Agnes Bamford. She works with the National Theatre now. She's still there.
Okay.
She used to man the Africania Mission Shop
Okay.
at the Art Center. And the Art Center was like our national theatre then. We didn't have a national theatre. So this is where everything happened. That was the heartbeat of theatre. And we both had joined a group. She, Theatre Mirrors, I think. I, Talent Theatre Company. And I'll take some of the carvings that she was selling. She'll give them to me. And I'll sell some and pay her. And then pocket the change. Which is what I used to rewrite my O level and A level.
Wow.
Yeah, I worked hard.
Okay.
Sometimes at Snaps College, sometimes there was not even money to take a car.
Wow.
I would walk.
Okay.
I would walk from the art center to Placito.
Wow. Wow.
And Agi and I used to do that trek together.
Was it fun?
At that point, I realized that I had messed up by failing my O level. So it wasn't fun. It wasn't serious either. It was what I just had to do this. I had to get this exam now
Okay.
and get on with my life. So it was just a matter of a need. So it didn't have to be fun. But I know that Agi used to complain a lot. Any day we had to walk, we didn't have money for a car, to transport ourselves there.
Yeah.
She used to complain about how this is too much, and I'll say, look, it's about our future.
Yes.
We have to do this.
But finally you got it done.
Look at me.
And then
I went to the university.
To the University of
Yes.
Ghana. Okay.
To the University of Ghana.
How was it like?
That was fun. Look, even going to the university, I think I had about 4 jobs that I was doing.
Wow.
Yeah, I've always been working. I've been working since I was 17 years old.
To support yourself.
To support
because
myself.
You really needed that
I
support.
did. I did need that support. So I went to look, even my going into Legon was divine
Wow.
because my math was bad.
Yeah.
And I knew that I didn't want to write it again. So I had to find a way to get into that school. So I went to the library and I read the handbook and other things related to how to get admission. And I was curious enough to ask Mr. Sandiakis. He's just passed away, but these are destiny changers. He's one of my destiny changers.
Okay.
I asked him, and he said I should go to the registry and speak to the registrar, Mr. Teddy Konu, wherever you are. God bless you for believing in a young girl.
Amen.
Yeah, we have a few decent men then. Well, not that we don't have them now, but I mean, so I went there to speak to Mr. Konu, and he said, well, if I can get a letter from the School of Performing Arts,
Okay.
to confirm that indeed I was a theater artist.
Okay.
And they can vouch for the fact that getting an education would enhance my work. I'll get admission.
Okay.
So I went back to Mr. Akers and I told him, and he said, yes. By all means, I'll give you that letter.
Wow. And he did. And finally you landed.
2 people, they believed in me.
That landed you.
That landed me,
at the
gave me the
university.
admission. So after I did the diploma, I went back to do the degree. And again, I read the handbook. And it said to me that even though I was doing theater, I could pick some courses from another department.
Okay.
So I picked marketing from business school,
Okay.
School of Admin. So I did that and I passed. In fact, I got a first class.
Wow. Wow.
By then, I was working at the National Theatre, producing By the Far Side, traveling around the world, selling clothes and food, cooking and selling.
Okay.
I have to show you a picture of me selling Kiliwili in Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, really?
I kid you not. I was doing all of that, acting in films, in commercials, you know, and doing school stuff. Then when I finished the first degree, I wanted to challenge myself again because I'd seen how far some of my mates had gone.
Yeah.
And I thought, but we went to secondary school together. And they're doing so well. Why am I not doing well? I need to do better than this.
You see?
So I applied to the Institute of African Studies, and they offered me the MPhil after the first year, and I graduated with an MPhil in African Studies.
Okay.
And when I was there, that was when I also set up Mama's Kitchen. I don't know if you ever ate my food.
Mama's Kitchen.
Mama's Kitchen was an eatery that I set up.
Okay.
I like the smell of money. I like the smell of my own money, the one that I found myself.
I went hard. You did
yeah.
marketing and all
Exactly.
that.
So I set up Mama's Kitchen. Sometimes by 4 a.m. I'm up. Adak blada ice chestma.
Allah. That means what?
That means that I used to mix cassava dough and corn powder to make my akpla.
Okay.
So that you don't have the biting taste, the sour taste.
Okay.
And it's healthier because then it's not fermented, so the sugar level is lower.
It's low.
So I'll do that and put it in an ice chest, cook the soup, and carry it to Mama's Kitchen.
Okay.
And leave my son and my adopted daughter to sell it whilst I'm in the lecture room.
Goodness.
Yes.
You really love the smell of money.
I do. My own money. I like the smell of my own money.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
But I also see you have the skill of storytelling, and that probably has, you know, enabled you to be writing scripts and all. Where did you develop that skill?
So again, my mother ensured that we read. She used to say that is the one thing she can pass on to us.
Okay.
And she was convinced that it could change our story.
Okay.
So she made us read everything and anything. Okay. It didn't matter whether you understood. She just wanted you to read. You had to read. And if she came from the market, you had to tell her that while she was away, this is what you read. So I loved story reading, and then I was blessed to meet the amazing, elegant, knowledgeable Ifua Sutherland of blessed memory. Then we had the drama studio where the National Theatre is sitting now. And as a young girl, I used to go there, and she would read, and she had her own stories, and would read, you know. So I got that from her, and she did Anansi Grow. She and Dr. Mohammed Ben Abdullah, God bless him too, they exposed us to that storytelling culture.
Yeah.
And then I am a beneficiary of that era where these men and women were in charge of the sector that I belong to.
Okay.
So the 31st December Women's Movement came up with this brilliant idea of having the storytelling by the far side. So I initially applied to be the makeup artist for the show.
Okay.
And Blessed Ibu Hoxton, he's also gone now. Jack, people have gone. Oh. I went to Mr. Ibu Hoxton and I told him that I wanted to be a part of the production. And he said, but I need somebody to do more than just makeup. What else can you do? I said, what do you need?
Okay.
I mean, I've worked with the likes of Grace Omabo, Abia Dachi's sister, Marvin, who has also passed away, Kofi Portofi, who became chairman of NDC. You know, he's a product of the School of Performing Arts.
Oh, really?
He is.
Wow.
And so he had a group that I joined, Talent Theatre Company. I learned so much from these people. David Donto was a member of this group. And so the art of storytelling is almost like the art of acting.
Yeah.
You know, so they groomed me, and whatever it is that I came with, whatever talent I came with, they shaped it for me. They gave it flesh. So when I had the opportunity to be involved in By the Far Side, eventually I became the producer of the show.
Of the show.
And sometimes when people don't bring the script and I'm hot, then I have to write it. So it's out of the need to fill that gap that I became, I was able to write stories for the production.
Wow.
And plus the money to add it up, so I told you.
Money girl.
Yeah. My own money. I mean.
Your own
so
money.
sometimes I'll write a story, I'll direct it, and I narrate. I narrate as well. It's all coming in.
Dzifa Gomashie, she's my guest tonight. Remember, she's a veteran actress, she's a scriptwriter, producer, she's a politician. When I return from this break, we'll be finding out from her how she developed the love for politics. When she was running around doing all these menial jobs, was she having it at the back of her mind to become a politician? But why would she even go into a game they call dirty? And the game they say is a preserve for men. When I return, she'll be sharing her experiences, climbing this ladder with us. Stay with me. I'm coming right back.